This LED tailcoat reacts to the music I play. It uses two ESP-32s wirelessly communicating with each other. One is attached to the saxophone with a small mic and extracts the tone using fast Fourier transform. The other is inside the tailcoat controlling the LED strips. This is how I built it. After watching a performance by Light Balance, I thought, wouldn't it be cool to perform on stage with an LED tailcoat that reacts to what I play? I wanted two battery-powered modules, one attached to the tailcoat for controlling the LEDs, and one on the saxophone analyzing the sound with a mic. I wanted no cables between the modules, only wireless communication, and of course, fancy LED strip animations. I found this creator, who did a note detection system for the Arduino platform with an implementation of fast Fourier transform. This became the foundation for my software. I discovered that ESP-32 boards have a wireless communication protocol called ESP-NOW that is very straightforward to implement. I chose to use ESP-32s for the project. I bought the same microphone as Abhilash and made a test rig, and his system worked right away. However, I could only get it to detect tones up to a certain tone. Anything past that registered as a C. I also tuned the mic's gain so that it would only pick up sounds close to it and hopefully not other instruments close by. I was curious to see how different positions of the mic would affect the note detection. I found out that the side of the bell worked best. Perhaps not so surprising since that's the usual placement of sax mics. The next task was to attach the whole mic module with power system and components to the saxophone. I designed a case with a small arm for the mic and 3D printed it. I didn't have black filament, but I had black spray paint. Then came soldering and assembly, and the way this module attaches to the sax is with this shape at the bottom. It matches this part of the key guard, and it's clamped there with a strong magnet. I placed the power switch so it could be toggled while playing, and added a small on and off LED. The next task was to figure out the receiver module. It has the second ESP-32, a power bank, buttons for changing the LED animation, and outputs for all the LED segments. I soldered the components together and designed a compact case, complete with a small hatch for programming the ESP-32 later. The module fits in the left inside pocket of the tailcoat, and the power bank in the right inside pocket. This worked out as a counterweight. The next task was to install the LED segments, and I ordered this strip. It's pretty fragile and needed some stabilization and protection, but the standard solutions were too soft and expensive, so I ended up buying this EVA tube instead, and made a rig for flattening it to the right shape using a heat gun. After cooling down, it turned out as a perfect LED sleeve. I cut it and inserted the LED strips, after soldering them together. The seams were sealed with ordinary hot glue, which worked well. I roughed up the backside and superglued them to the tailcoat. The segments soon came loose at the ends, so I had to add some extra stitches there. With everything in place, I started coding the light strips using the fast LED library. I made 2 different animations reacting to the music and 3 static animations that were not derived from the sax, so that I could wear it without the saxophone too. I first wanted each tone to cause a specific segment to light up, but this looked pretty boring. I ended up mixing colors and segment mapping for a more interesting visual effect. Links to my code and CAD is in the description below. And here's the final result on stage.